evening, everybody. We have been expecting you.
Yes, we have.
Welcome to Arts Alive Film, coming to you from the Odeon Liverpool.
Odeon Liverpool Bond.
My name is Tony Lindsay.
My name is Tony Lloyd.
And tonight we shall be talking about everything Bond.
Bond!
With our review of Spectre.
Why does man choose the life of an assassin?
Well, it was that or the priesthood.
You're crossing over to a place where there is no mercy, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
Each week we bring you all of the latest film news.
From interviews with filmmakers and actors to the new cinema releases. The reasons I'm doing the second Bond movie are the reasons I would do any movie really, which is all to do with the story. And in this movie, Spectre, what you have is a movie entirely driven by Bond. He is on a mission from the very beginning. He is on the hunt, on the trail of somebody. You don't know why, you don't know what he's doing there. And that sense that something is up is also tied to the second part of a crucial story of Bond's childhood. So once that was clear, that those huge things were on the table, I felt like I had to do it. And action. And then on top of that, I felt like I'd initiated Rafe as M, Naomi as Moneypenny, and Ben Whishaw as Q, and I wanted to tell the next stage of their stories and develop them as characters much, much more. And in this movie, in a way, they help him, and they all, in different ways, risk their careers and risk their livelihoods. And I think what's interesting about what's happened post-Skyfall is Bond is the one who has more experience than they do. And I think he's got a greater wisdom, and that's very much what the movie's about. It's about whether or not to pursue the life he's always pursued, whether he matters, and is he going to continue or not. And you'll have to come to see the movie to find out whether he does.
So that's Sam Mendes then, doing his second
Bond after saying he wouldn't do another one again. What's his game?
Okay, well, Bond 24, Spectre. It's had the highest opening weekend in the UK, broken records.
It's going to be monster, isn't it?
I mean, this follows Skyfall, which is Mendes' debut in the series.
Yeah.
And that was that was at the time was the highest grossing Bond film ever, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I still think there was a bit of, you know, the fervour of the Olympics, and we got carried away with all that. But yeah, I think that set him on his trajectory to be wanted back.
Yeah. Okay. So what have we got? We got Daniel Craig back for his fourth outing.
Better than ever.
I think this guy fits right in now. He is Bond. I mean, he was superb debut in Casino Royale.
His fourth in, and I think he's really Bond now.
He's consolidated it, hasn't he?
What's going on, James? There's not one person at MI6 who isn't talking about it.
Talking about what, exactly?
That what you did in Mexico was one step too far. That you're finished.
What do you think?
I think you're just getting started.
I mean, I wasn't sure, but he is the solid, he is the midpoint, the anchor to the whole thing, which is as it should be.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he's vulnerable.
Yeah.
I think he's tough.
Well, I mean, look at the relationship he has with his leading lady, Leia Seydoux.
I have a question.
Well, what's that?
Why, given every other possible option, does a man choose the life of a paid assassin?
Well, it was that or the priesthood.
But if I may say, I think his wife was standing off camera when his passionate scenes.
Monica with his
Monica
Bellucci
a little
scene.
bit too self-conscious for me.
Well, I can tell you that I don't trust you.
Well, then you have impeccable instincts.
If you don't leave now, we'll die together.
I can think of worse ways to go.
Ben, you're obviously crazy, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
He seemed more comfortable when he was breaking heads and shooting stuff.
Yeah, indeed.
But no.
We've got the typical Bond henchman in here now. As,
Yeah, we've got a
Dave
real
Bautista.
good. I mean, one of the set. I mean,
Mr.
that
Hinks.
opening set. There's an opening set piece in Mexico is
The
stunning.
Day of the Dead festival.
That is
Absolutely fantastic.
You know, the Bond. It joins the classic Bond openings, doesn't
Yeah,
it? You know, it always has a great set piece.
Yeah,
And
he goes rogue. Apparently, he goes rogue. All will be explained. But as Tony says, it's a fantastic opening scene.
Absolutely.
Involving hundreds of extras, some great explosions,
helicopters,
helicopter
guns,
stunts.
the usual,
Yeah.
but really done with a bit of pizzazz. Good stuff.
But this, of course, is the fourth part of
An arc, story arc
that began in Casino Royale. So all four films sort of come to a head in this one.
And of course, there's the emergence of a certain organisation.
Yes, which we won't tell you about.
I can't, or we'll
Clue
get.
might be in the title.
I can't, or Sean will kill us.
Indeed.
What's this?
It's coordinates. My father is scanning for a particular satellite phone. It's looking for someone. He was looking for him. And he sent me here to finish the job.
I'm coming with you.
No, you're not. I like you alive.
I can look after myself.
And that's beside the point. I might not be coming back.
But yeah, Bond goes back into his past. It's a bit of a detective story, actually.
Yeah, it is.
But of course, while this is going on, M's got his own battle on his hands, hasn't he?
Yeah, this for me, story-wise, was the weakest for me. He has got his battle on his hands, but it reminded me it all was a little bit Rogue Nation-ish, wasn't it?
Mission Impossible 5.
Yeah, you know.
Same story. The 007 series is
trying to
about to be closed down, so M has a fight on his hands.
And in light of the new information I've given him, he's decided to close down the 00 program with immediate effect.
You don't know what you're doing.
It's not personal. It's the future. And you're not.
You're a cocky little aren't you?
I'll take that as a compliment.
I wouldn't. This isn't over yet.
But enjoyable.
Enjoyable. It gives Moneypenny, Q, and M something to do.
Absolutely,
in the story.
yeah. And they do stuff in it, you know, and they more than just passing Daniel Craig the odd bit of equipment or being told off. They're actually physically out there.
Ah, 007.
Q?
Please excuse the mess. Everything's a little bit up in the air, what with the changes and all. Couple of things to get through. Shall we get started?
So what do we think, though?
I enjoyed it. It's 2.5 hours of pure entertainment for me.
Me too. I thought it was really
globe
good.
trotting. We're back to the locations right across the globe. Some superb
None of
stuff.
this green screen palaver on your locations. No. You are actually there. So if you're a Bond fan, it's a must.
Oh, it's all in
if
there.
If you're an action fan,
look
it's
at
a must.
this car chase, you know, in Rome. Absolutely fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Daniel Craig's got another torture scene in here.
Harrowing.
Towards the end, which is quite harrowing.
Yeah.
We've got the villain's base set up again, as in classic Bonds.
Yeah.
Information is all. Is it not? For example, you must know by now that the 00 program is officially dead. Which leads me to speculate exactly why you came. So, James, why did you come?
I came here to kill you.
And I thought you came here to die.
Well, it's all a matter of perspective.
What this is it's classic Bond meets the new Bond.
Yeah.
It's a kind of hybrid of the two, but it does work.
It does work. My only worry is when they kind of self-reference the Bond universe. I know it's been done with Lazenby. What was his line?
Yeah, this never happened to the other guy.
Yeah, I know that, but most of the time it's a self-contained world, isn't it? Whoever's
Indeed.
in it. So I think as long as they keep that in check, I think it's going to be amazing.
And look out for the sequel.
Yeah, go and see.
It was me, James. The author of all your pain.
Well, that's it for part 1.
Coming up in part 2, we've got interview time, so don't go away. See you after the break.
Hello and welcome back to part 2 of Arts Alive Film.
Earlier this week, we caught up with Liverpool filmmakers Abby and Brad, and they'd just come back from Europe doing their new short film called No Signal. Have a look at this.
Fantastic.
Okay, so we're going to be talking to Bradley and Abby. Very kindly have come in to speak to us today. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you.
So, we've just been watching your film, No Signal. Tell us a little bit about how it come about.
It came about, we was involved in this international festival which happened in Germany, in Cologne, and that's where we actually shot the film.
Right.
And we worked with loads of different artists from Europe. There's people from Lithuania, Greece,
Rotterdam, Germany, France, Romania. You said that?
Yeah, no, I haven't said Romania. Wow. But yeah, there's loads of people, and they do lots of different festivals, and this is all year round. But the summertime is mostly when we can do it.
So this is actually Europe working for the first time. And boy, does it work.
Yeah,
Great international team you put together. So who did what?
Who did what? So we had 2 girls from Lithuania who done the editing, which was Greta
and Yamala.
Okay. We had the sound
nice editing as well.
Oh yeah, no, we're so happy with the editing.
Yeah.
So
especially the dance sequences so slick.
Yeah,
tight.
they work really hard as well.
Lovely camera work.
Yeah, and because it had to be done in a short space of time as well. The girls, we bought them Red Bulls, we bought them beers, and we were like, yeah, you just sit there.
So without jumping away from what Tony questioned, how long did you have to shoot this? I think people should know the time scale that you had.
We were in Germany for 2 weeks. The first couple of days, say 3 days, we're getting to know everyone, what people could do, what they were good at, what aspects they could work in. And then we had another day where we created little short films, getting used to how we could make one. So we made a little 1-minute video, something like that. And then we had about 10 days to create the film, write it, put it together.
Does that include your post-production, your edit?
Yeah, that includes the edit as well. So the edit, if you take, a couple of days off that as well. So we had 4 days to edit. So the girls were working hard. And then while they were editing, that's when we could take a step back and just have the overview of it, of the actual process. Yeah. And then we'd go off into other groups and help them with their writing and work to directing and stuff.
So, just one second. The spoken word, obviously the spoken word, it's a poem.
Yeah.
And you're both involved in that. Where was this recorded? How did you have time to record that?
We started that, we done recording first, because we were like, it was quite a challenge as well, because we were like, what comes first? The words come first, but then do we record it first and then put the music to it, or do we produce the music first and then put the words to it? And it just all kind of came together, but we writ it first, and we know what kind of performance we wanted to get out of it, and dividing the lines and kind of what we wanted to do with that. And the producer was from Rotterdam, and he was called Jasper, and he was amazing, and he had fixed the beat up, and we were like, can we just elongate that? Can we have a little break now and start kicking in with the beat? And and he was well up for it, and it was just a collaborative
He
process.
sort of already had the beat though, like on his laptop that he'd been working like back at home, so he'd had like a little starter on, and he was like, this could work with it, this could be good, and it was like, yeah, we liked that, and we liked it straight away, and he just expanded on it and added into it, and then we just recorded over it.
So the origin was one of you write poetry on your Bradley.
Yes.
So it was your poem which you did you expand on, developed an original one.
Yeah, well, we was having a meeting, and they were saying to us, right, everyone's got to come up with their ideas now and what you want to do.
You didn't have to come up with an idea though, like you could just go onto someone else's team if you wanted to.
Right, oh I see.
But we knew we wanted to take a group, because I think in 2013 when we originally went to Cologne and done created workshops together, we
just went into
a group and done that.
Nice.
But this time we was like, right, we want our own.
You decided you wanted to do
definitely.
something for yourself. Oh, I love that.
So we come with this idea, and then I'll be seeing a piece of writing that was already in my phone, and that was kind of our basis there, wasn't it?
Yeah. And what was it? What's the original poem called?
It didn't have a name. It was just a bit of writing about society and kind of what gets you down. Just
okay. Well, there's the next question. What is No Signal about?
Yeah.
Well, there's no signal about that.
I'd say, well, we come up with it, we wanted to do it as it was our thought process and we wanted to do it as a conversation originally, a conversation of our thoughts that we have about today's society that we're living in.
Well, if I could stop you there, between the two of you, what is actually that bothers you about society you're living in at the moment? What are the main themes that get you down? Made you write this?
It's being controlled for me.
It's the control that we don't ask for, but you're getting, and you're not just getting it off companies or off laws, even though sometimes that gets you down. It's off people, it's off us, and some people putting other people's down when they can't achieve the dreams or not wanting to do what they want to do, but that's from other pressures that they've got in their lives. So it's about like kind of looking at an outside point of view, isn't it? And having that conversation, so hopefully the audience will listen and then question themselves and their beliefs and what's right and what's wrong, and you know.
And it's about not being written off because of exams, for instance. If you underperform on
the school,
which I like.
Which is all everything's a stream of control, isn't it?
Yeah.
You think you're free spirited, but you're corralled everywhere. But
Exactly.
you need to aim at this. You need to look at that,
and
only that.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about this as a poem and it's a spoken piece, etc. But the visuals are so impressive. How did that come about? Was that just you discovered them as you went to the location and?
I was back in Cologne in 2013. I went to Cologne for one night while we were in Germany, and I seen this bridge, and it was the Love Bridge, and it was just full of padlocks where people had put the locks on and then throw the keys in the water, and I was like, we should do a bit of shooting there, and then everywhere around there was just perfect for it. Like there was loads of places,
And I love the feel that we were talking briefly before about, and it's not been shot here. And I think that works so much in your favour, having the English spoken, but this, you're in another location, geographical location. I think it's
all right. Well, look, without further ado, let's have a look at it. This is it, folks. No Signal.
Enjoy.
Sometimes the silence is better than words in a world where it's hard to be heard.
Society makes us scared.
Politicians are ruling our lives and they're all getting greedier.
And the porn they watch on the box is getting seedier.
Subliminal lies are told to us over social media.
Adverts for things you don't need, they're force feeding you.
They're telling us what's wrong and not right. They're telling us not to love but just fight.
For your life.
Earning money in a job you don't even like.
Now that's worthless.
Governments are doing it on purpose. They hide the lies to only show us the surface.
It gets me nervous. Staying awake all night wondering if my life's worth this. But you know what? It is.
You've got to make it in your own way. Cause life's a game we've all got to play. There's natural leaders
and cheaters,
like the police cover-ups on footages showing how they treat us. But no one believes us.
Does someone believe us?
Do we believe them?
Forced into religion by preachers.
Nations persuaded by speeches. The world is a mess. Living in unnecessary stress, no wonder why we get depressed.
Yeah, the greedy rich take our money in the process. Don't you think that money could help the homeless?
Instead of a private business
funding wars to kill?
What are we gonna do when there's no more blood to spill?
We need balance. Balance within ourselves.
We all need help.
Not just helping yourself. The only thing that's important is love.
We need to educate ourselves, but not in a system where grades make you feel worthless on purpose.
Failing GCSE tests because you were stressed on the day and you felt nervous.
But you're panicking inside and trying to keep it cool on the surface.
Because if you were to get below a C grade, then you're automatically made to feel thick.
Then suddenly you have to pick a career path real quick.
I just feel lucky about the path that I've gone down.
Same.
Now, ask yourself this question. What path are you on now?
Teach a fish to climb a tree, and it will live its life thinking that it's stupid. This proves to me that the education system makes us feel excluded.
If you're not good at maths, English or science, they probably assume in the future that you're going to be on the dole,
on drugs,
and probably turn to violence.
And then the only sound that you'll hear are police sirens.
You have the right to remain silent.
Well, that's it for another edition of Arts Alive Film.
Sadly, it is. That is our Bond section over.
Well, we shall see you in 7 days' time. Keep it here, keep it real. Ta-ra.
Coming up now is you mother. Just stick to what you said, Tony, earlier this week. Sorry.
What have we got coming up in part 2?
Well, coming.
I'll just say that in part 1.